Hello everybody and welcome back to Witcombe Park Farm. So as I said, we're just going to get this to 100% compaction before we then go and add all the alfalfa on top of it. Which, having this silage compactor is making a huge difference. I know in the past this has taken ages, but at the minute it doesn't seem to be too bad. I did originally, when I first started doing this, have it on the front, but what I found was my engine was overworking and I had a bit of wheel slippage and wheel spinning. And yeah, it was getting a bit risky that it was going to start damaging the tractors. In the end, I have swapped over and put it back onto the back, which is fine. It just leaves a few wheel marks in. There we go. If you look now on our speedometer, we've got a warning already. So we're going to have to do it. We can't, there's nothing we can do about it, but yes, not ideal. But I will carry on. I'll see if I can get this done. If not, if the warning comes really, really bad, then we'll look at doing something else. But I just don't know why we're getting that. Obviously, the engine load is... We're not going silly with the engine load. That looks to do something with the battery. I don't know. We have had it just serviced as well, so it should be in absolute tip-top condition, unless we need to blow the radiators out, but you would have thought that would have been done in the service. 98, 99, is it going to give me 100? There we go. So let's just lift that off. And where can we? We need to make sure we have enough room to be able to drive in. And this chaff is almost at the point of falling out, which is not a good thing. So right, no, we need that spare. Oh, I don't know where to put everything. But look, if you look now, our warning or caution as it were has now disappeared, so that's good. So I'm just going to put this here for now. Let's get it as close and tight to the wall as possible, like that. And then we just need to then go and get our mowers on. So let's drop that and let's get the mowers put on. So I can't remember if we have a windrower, because we are going to have to be very careful with the fact that when we cut... Yeah, we don't. So that may be something that we'll just have to go buy now, and then once we've got it, we've got it. But yeah, we are going to have to be very careful when we go... Okay, why is that now not moving? Oh, the warning's come back on. Are we stuck in the wall? I don't know. Well, that's not fair that warning came up, because the rear mower was stuck in the tin sheets. Which, anyways, what I was saying, we're going to have to be very careful cutting this alfalfa, purely because if we cut any grass and put it in with the alfalfa, it may cancel it all out. I'm unsure of it, but it seems like something that could very easily be the case. We are going to have to stick within the confines of the field. I'm just toying, do we do another one of those searches for a windrower? Let's just have a look in the sales, because there's nothing in the sales. And if we were to go and... windrowers. Ooh, what's that one? 8 meters. What's that one? 8.4. 7.4. 7. Well, that's common sense, isn't it? New and use makes no difference. We will go and just buy that outright. I know we've got something on hire purchase as well, which I can't remember what. It'll be the silage compactor maybe. But if we get that bought straight away, we now know that we are absolutely fine, because we are also going to have to go and lease a forage wagon, I believe, just to make sure that we can actually gather this up when we need to. Right, let's get cracked on. We will get this into a little bit of a time lapse, and one of the benefits of doing alfalfa is we know exactly where we're going to cut when the lines aren't on.
You're playing your cards with your queen of hearts. When everyone folds, your fork still holds. You're placing your bet, showing no You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. I've got my moves, I've got my song. When I turn my mojo on, I'm feeling fine, I'm feeling strong. It won't take long when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft.
Well, there is something that just isn't quite right, because I don't remember a time of where we were running at 100% engine capacity to cut and go up this hill. So I think we're going to drop the mowers off, and then we need to have a look, because I don't really want to have to do I don't really want to have to buy a new tractor. But if this isn't running right and we can't get it right, for a reasonable amount of money, if it's going to cost a lot of money, then there's no point. There's no point keeping it. We might as well invest into a newer tractor, or the older version of this, but a higher horsepower tractor. So yeah, it's a bit daunting, but I'm hoping that if we do something as simple as, oh sorry, I forgot that you can't drop this one down. So let's pipes off, PTO, you can't forget that, and then that should drop that off, and then we'll just spin round, and then we can leave this one here. Come on, PTO. There we go. You sort of spam Z sometimes to see if you can get it off. And that was, hold on, I wanted to go to here, and I need to remember what was the button to pull up the menu for this. We do want that, so we can give this a quick... Oh, they're already clean, so we don't need to do that. I just want to try and figure out what that menu is, how to get it up. Hold R is the button, so let's get onto here. And everything all okay. So why is this struggling so much? That's interesting. Tyre wear's 23%, so it's not like that's massive. What service interval? 1.8 hours over 50. Power 200 horsepower. What I may do is we'll have a ride down to the dealership, so we'll fire this back on. Let's go down to the dealership and just see what they would offer it to us there if we were to sell it. Because this may be the chance, with it struggling like that, maybe a chance is to get a higher horsepower, that the Massey Ferguson that we want, just in a slightly higher horsepower, and then get it on higher purchase maybe. Try to get the best deal we possibly can with that. We just need to remember that we're not going to have any real income until sort of December, January, so we need enough money in the bank to be able to pay the monthly repayments. And just whilst we're here, we'll just double check and see what these are. I don't have any more, I can't barter anymore, which is slightly annoying, but for this one, 122, and it is 192 horsepower, so that's lower than what ours is at the minute, so that was no good. And then I imagine this is going to be even lower. Yeah, 165 horsepower. Ironically, for the same sort of money. Interesting. That would be amazing. Make life so much easier. Right, let's get down to the dealership, see what this is worth, and if we do swap it, then brilliant. If not, we'll just bring our new windrow back. I think it's just one of those things with this map. Obviously, with the hills and so on, it just eats power for fun, but obviously when you have the advanced damage system on as well, it just like accentuates that feature or that fact. But right, let's see what this will do for us here. So we're going to that. I am not repainting that. So we can get 115,000, let's say. And what is it if I was to sell it off the menu, just out of interest? So that's saying 115 off the menu. Yes, so we're getting £10,000 more. Let's go on to here. medium tractors, and then we want to go to, sure it was that one, and I believe it's a 220 horsepower. Yeah, because that's now getting silly money. So if we went for that one, that's 220. Is that the same body shape throughout now? Yeah, so that's definitely where we're going to go, the 222, because if we go like that, it's a different engine. So at least I think that then, for realism's sake, we can always upgrade that engine more. So if we were to do that, let's go wheel setup. It wants wide tyres and wheel weights, give us more traction trying to get up the hills. We'll need obviously GPS. That's £15,000. Speaking of GPS, I still haven't put the GPS headlands in, which needs to be done. Beacons, we'll get both in. Fenders, yes. Interior setup, but yet it's doing the exterior. I have to admit, I prefer that one, and it's for no extra cost. Yeah, more work lights is always handy. 3-point, no front loader, real GPS, yes. So to be fair, we're not actually too far off at that, because we will have 150,000 in the bank. So we're only higher purchasing maybe 20-30,000. You know what? Let's just do it. I think we've waited long enough, haven't we? I have loved this tractor as well. So it's going to be a shame to see it go. So let's click sell. Click sell. Why would that now sell? Can you just not okay, that one's selling. Sell. Why is it now dropped down in price? Okay, well, we'll just do that then, 105, so we've lost £10,000. Right, now I'll get into the menu and I'll rebuild this tractor. It's only letting us do 50% deposit, and I reckon let's just do it on a yearly fee, so we know, obviously we've got contracts, so we can keep paying that off, and that can be the main focus for this year. So let's purchase that, and we can now go gather it up. The only thing that I did change was the tyres. Originally it was Michelin's we were looking at. I have gone and put trailer wargs on, and we've gone for the extra wide tyres on the back, still with wheel weights. So this is going to be very interesting to see how this pulls and goes. So I am very excited to give this a whirl. And the key is no longer up here, it's down here, as you can see it turn. Right, let's get our new tractor onto our new windrower, and then we can go sort out the alfalfa field, get it windrowed, and oh yeah, I need to just be careful because it will still be cold. Whilst we're here, just so that I don't have to do it at a later date, we want to find forage wagons, and I believe, is it that one, 31? I believe so. We will look, get this one leased. I would love to do the silage additives tank, but I don't, unless we own it, I don't see the point in doing it, because we're just going to lose out, I would guess. All right. Oh, listen to her go. She's proper growling, is that engine. Put that on. That on. That on. Oh, amazing. I've got these as well now. Oh, I'm very happy with that. I think that should be base game feature, to be able to use those buttons on the outside. Right, let's now make our way back up to the farm. I am loving the sound of this tractor. Oh, and these windrowers, they look brilliant as well. All very fitting that they're somewhat the same colour. And it's just amazing to finally see that the farm is actually starting to grow and progress. So right, let's get us steering assist on. That'd be something I would have been gutted about if I'd forgotten to put forgotten to go and put the GPS on. Right, let's drop that down. Start here, and this should now pull no bother up these hills.
Well, when I woke up, she was looking at me. She told me I've been cheating on her in her dream. Lord, it wasn't a thing I could do or say to change her mind any way. She told me that things was gonna change. If I wanted her, I couldn't stay the same. So I stopped going out on Friday nights. I stopped drinking with the boys. All I do is stay at home all damn day.
So far, I am very, very happy with buying this tractor. In doing this, I know it's only a windrow, but it's just used no power whatsoever. So we'll just finish off. We'll get this bit straightened up ever so slightly, like so. We can start getting this all folded up. I better make sure I turn the auto steer off. And where am I going to store this? As I have said, those fert tanks I think will definitely be going. And then what my plan would probably be is to be able to put the feed mixers, the straw blowers, and all sort of my grass gear and all that. If I could put that all down here, then that would be very, very beneficial. The contractors still haven't picked up their forage harvester. I hope they're not charging me for that being left there. And another job we'll have to do in due course is the maize stubble here. That will need slurry and manure putting on it. I reckon we don't have much slurry because I believe we used that in a previous episode, but we may have a bit of manure ready to go. So let's just leave this here for now. PTO off, pipes off, and drop that. I will just quickly, I could have jumped in the tractor and driven it round, but anyways, we haven't done that. If we hop into here, manure says 4,300 litres of manure in there. And what does it say for slurry? I should really check that at the same time. 2,700 of slurry. And I can't, there's more cows in there than there is up here, so I can't see there being much more up here. But like I say, well, we will have a look. We also need to probably get some feed into these cows at some point. So there. Oh, they've still got plenty of food. Yeah, so we don't really have a lot of slurry and manure, so we must use a load in one of the previous episodes. I think I used a lot of it down in what was the field down here, field 59. But what did we do? Did we manage to do all the fields of slurry? I can't remember. Right, we will get down to the dealership now. We will go pick up the forage wagon, and then we can look to get this alfalfa lifted, and then, like I say, it'll go into that silage clump there that we're slowly building. One of the added bonuses about this tractor is rapid, 34 miles an hour. So we've gone for an older tractor with a bigger engine in it, and we've got better speed. Like, we're sort of challenging fence here for speed. It's mint. But right, let's get this put on, and like I say, we could really do buying one of these at some point if we're going to be using the clamps. But like I say, my idea with the clamps is if we use the clamps for what we need to feed, and then come on, and then if we got to the point of where we could do silage bales, we would do silage bales to sell, because I know bales you can get a lot more on a trailer than what you can do put in a trailer of loose silage. So that's what makes the most amount of sense to me. Well, I believe without further ado, we'll get cracked straight on with this, get this done, and then we'll get the pit compacted and sealed, and then that'll be a very, very good episode. I have started filming this one. Well, when I started filming, it was 5 o'clock this morning, just to make sure that I could get on and get a lot done before it got too hot. Because the previous episode, it was far too hot to be sat in here doing it. Because obviously I have my office door closed, so that you can't hopefully hear the kids all and whatnot in the next room, well, over in the kitchen and the utility room and so on. Yeah, and then when you've got your computer fired up and blaring heat out like no tomorrow, and then outside's red hot, you're sort of in a bit of a hiding for nothing. But right, let's get on here. And I forgot, we actually have the moisture to contend with, so that's 15.7, which I believe should be fine. Well, slight problem here. We cannot put the alfalfa into the silo. So to make it into silage, which is what I'm wanting to do, we may have to tip all this back into the field and then go get a bale wrapper. Or I may have a look. To be fair, we bale it with our baler, but then we don't have, they're going to be everywhere, aren't they? It's not going to be like they're just going to be in one place. So let's see if we can, we can tip that there, so that's a good thing. I may go have a word. Why does that look so much bigger? Oh, so much for trying to do realism. That would have filled the whole clamp doing it like that. Yeah, I may go and get a bale wrapper, and it may be quite nice to use something just slightly different. I'll have a word with the dealership, see whether they'll help me out. Considering I just bought a new tractor off them this month, they should be a bit more inclined. We'll go and say that we'll have a demo. Let's say that's probably the best shout. So we'll get this in here because I forgot that we have the leasing mod on, which. It kind of caught me out with putting the forage harvester back, which is no bother. Right, that into there. Let's return that, and let's just have a chat with them about a baler. Oopsie, I should have cleaned it. Yeah, we'll go in, we'll have a chat about a baler, see what they're willing to offer us. So, they have got out a baler for us, and they said, because we are very much a Massey Ferguson fan, they wanted us to give this Massey Ferguson a go, which it looks epic, to be fair. They've even put the bale turner on the end. That was an added extra, but they said they'll put it on for us for the demo because they appreciate the hilliness of our land, and knowing that with that we want to make sure that bales aren't rolling here, there and everywhere. And look at that, even auto attaches for us. That's even better, isn't it? Right, let's get that on, and let's get back to the farm. So you'll just have to forgive the first bit of baling we do, because when we get into that big lot that's there, it is going to fill up a lot of bales very, very fast. So yeah, just forgive that for a bit of for not being very realistic. But right, let's get cracked on. Now, I did make the mistake of forgetting to change this to 150 centimetre bales. So the first three, I think, are 125s, which I did have to think we were in for a long old haul when how quickly they were being produced. So I knew they'd be fast, but I didn't think they'd be that fast. But right, let's get that last little bit in like so. We can then... Oh, wrong button, turn. Press O like that. Get that bale, so that's a part one. And something else I've just reminded myself of, if we need to have a look, because I don't believe we will have any. Yeah, we are going to need to go back to the shop. Front load of tools, we're going to have to get something to be able to move these bales with. And I'd love to use one of those, but you can only do sort of like one at a time, which is rather annoying. So we are going to go for this one, which I think is the one. Is this the one we've always gone for? Do they have a black version of it? I'm sure there's a... Or is it in the telehandler category? Yeah, that's the one there that I was thinking of, which is cheaper. Anyways, so we'll get this bought. Let's buy that. We can get that delivered to the farm. And then we now need to go and return this, which that has been brilliant. And how much nicer is it that flipping them on their ends as they are, we're not having to go scouting around. And this baler is definitely something that we'll probably want to look for in the future. So it's either this baler or go for a quadrant baler, square baler. Is that... I imagine that's what you'd call them, quadrant square baler. Well, it's got here square balers, which the only two that would be viable would be these two here, because they are the cheapest, although you'd need to get a bell wrapper afterwards. Which, to be fair, that round baler is 100 and... Let's just have a quick look here, just so that we can... It's always good to know, isn't it? So the round baler is 121, and that's bale and wrap. If we were to buy this, let's say, or the other one, that's 185 horsepower. What's this one? 120, so that makes it, but we've used that before, I think. Anyways, it gives us £40,000 to play with. Then if we went bale wrapper and went for square bales there, so we could do 180. That's not very good. Need that to be bigger. 220. So we are spending more money to go down the square route, but square balers they're a lot easier to use and handle, I find. So yeah, that is definitely an option. But anyways, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye for now.